Paltrocast.
Courtney, an honor and a pleasure to be speaking with you today. And I'm very confused by you, how much energy, and I think it's a good confusion, kind of.
Oh, good. Okay.
But are you Rosemary or are you friends with Rosemary? What's the deal here?
Technically, I'm Rosemary's car, I guess.
Vessel?
But friends, listen, I'll get in trouble if I say friends. She doesn't use the F word a whole often, but alliance, yes, absolutely. I want to make that clear. The possession was not against my consent. It was very mutual, 100%. She's been allowed to use my body for the past 7 years. She could have got going. I don't even know why I'm here, quite frankly. She went into the undead realm and I came out, which generally means now I have to do something for the shadow, but it's kind of difficult because I don't know how to communicate with it without Rosemary.
I don't know.
Help, you're as confused as I am, but I promise.
But one thing I do know for sure is that Courtney Rush has amazing merchandise. Is that
Yes.
a tip to the Winnipeg Jets? the logo right there?
Yep. Yeah, custom parody Winnipeg Jets design, Courtney Rush, that's available on my pro wrestling tees. And then I'm sure we're gonna have some cool designs coming up on the Shop Impact soon.
So the wardrobe that you had to maintain as Rosemary is the exact opposite in your new vessel as Courtney Rush. So did you have to do as much shopping as I think you did?
You should see the closet that Rosemary's accumulated. There's a trunk behind that chair, there's a closet over there, and there's another closet down the hall. It's just all her goth shit. How many different variations of black can you have in your clothes?
So you had to get all the light colored neon stuff, all that kind of stuff now.
Get a little personality back in her wardrobe here.
Did you have to get
Had
new
to get the
luggage
Canadian
too?
tuxedo going, of course.
Well, Canadian tuxedo, but don't you just call it a tuxedo based on your lineage?
Yes, absolutely. And this is more of a casual version too. It doesn't have the sleeves.
Yeah, so it's fantastic to see a new side of you and what you're doing.
Thank you.
Smiling, more being yourself. Did you also have to change up your training as part of doing different moves in general?
I had to remember how to do all my old stuff. Especially since she definitely hasn't been practicing while in the driver's seat. So there's definitely like a lot of things I had to get used to moving with the broken knee and making sure I could still do my old stuff. Sharpshooter still works, so can't complain there. Most everything's still going good, but yeah, definitely getting the, what do you call them, the rust out, the ring rust out.
Does Courtney Rush listen to the same music that Rosemary did?
I actually taught Rosemary about music. That they only use music for like focus and like war drums and stuff like that. Where she's from, they don't have a lot of like recreation. There's not a lot of joviality in the undead realm. So I kind of like introduced her to music and how that it comes with every emotion, that it can evoke emotion, that it can encourage, that it can suppress emotion, and depending what you needed from music. So that kind of came from me. So she did sort of develop musical taste, but it's definitely not as eclectic as mine. I will listen to anything depending on what mood calls for it.
There you go. To me, Courtney Rush dresses like a cooler version of Johnny Lawrence. Is that fair to say?
Okay.
That's not an insult, right?
It's kind of like Bill and Ted, Mallrats era. So, yeah.
Oh, so Courtney Rush is a fan of Kevin Smith and
Absolutely.
Keanu. Okay, so
Absolutely.
So that kind of stuff was hidden away in your prior vessel
Yes.
as Rosemary, because, by the way, is it Rosemary or is it Rosemary? Did Canadians say it differently?
Rosemary.
I always said
Brits say it
Rosemary.
differently.
But some people would say Rosemary and they were totally wrong.
Yeah, anytime I did like European interviews, they would more pronounce it Rosemary, and it would like come up at the end. And it was interesting. I was like, oh, that's cool.
You're totally wrong. But what I'm
Interpretations.
hearing here is that Courtney Rush should be every comic book wrestling fan's favorite performer.
Yeah, absolutely. Or at least anime fans. I got enough of it all over me.
So you basically get to be 15 the rest of your life.
Ideally, or well, maybe not 15. You can't drink at 15, 21.
There you go. So back to Impact over here. Have your goals changed in your current vessel incarnation as Courtney Rush? Is it still, would you technically be a 3-time world champion if you win the title?
I guess my meat suit would be. I definitely, we've definitely acknowledged that the belt has been around this waist for sure. But I wouldn't mind getting those accolades under my own accord without Rosemary doing the heavy lifting. There's a lot of matches I would like to have with basically everyone on the roster before the time comes to hand the wheel back over. Yeah, depending on when that is, I mean, she might be back tomorrow, she might be back months from now. I don't really know what my mission is here yet as the one behind the wheel. So right now it's just going to be gaining power. Rosemary's always made a very big point of like championships in this world mean power. So I think the natural route is that me and Jessica do a little repeat after what we performed at Under Siege, making those witches tap tap taparoo, and go after those Knockouts Tag Team Championships. Am I right?
That's a really good point, because not only are you a multi-time world champion as a singles competitor, you're also a tag team champ. I think last year you won Tag Team of the Year.
We did.
Not a lot of people can pull off both the singles and the tag team competition. You can.
And I love tag team wrestling. I've really started watching it exclusively, honestly, and I find it because it's so interesting. Like, I think the mistake people make when with the difference between like understanding tag team wrestling and just like doing tag team wrestling is it's not meant to be two individual singles matches going on. Like, there's a whole art of having a partner there, and the things that you can do with having someone there, and the isolating them in your side of the ring and trying to like keep them from getting that tag, and the whole like the strategy is different. The game plan going into a tag match is completely different than a singles match. And I really love the art of tag team wrestling and watching tag teams like the Freebirds. I love watching who was like one I've been watching a lot exclusively.
I don't know.
Like, my brain keeps going, just talk about the Freebirds. You know they're your favorite.
All incarnations of the Freebirds?
Specifically Hayes, Garvin, and Gordy.
Because of my age, I remember really liking Bad Street.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
And because Brad Armstrong was amazing.
He's so good.
But
he's so good. We've been watching exclusively 1998 WCW, going through it from like January on, going through like Nitro Thunder, and like just reliving everything that I watched in high school. And then like Brad Armstrong will pop up every, and then I'm like, he's so good. So like everything he does, man. I'm just like, and then like right now he's in the Armstrong curse stuff, but like even like this little squash thing he just did, the way he put it over, I was like, man, he's awesome.
Arachno Man, I think was another. Now, but before I ask you a little bit more about Impact and then let you go, with the WCW stuff, some of those end of WCW characters, which were the worst, were kind of the best. Like, do you remember the Maestro?
Vaguely, yes. Oh, yes, I do. I don't remember who Barry it was, Darso. But I do only vaguely, yeah.
What about Hole-in-One Barry Darso?
Yeah. We were actually we were making a whole timeline for Barry Darso, and exactly as if like all of the gimmicks were like his jobs throughout the years and how he got there.
He was a repo man.
And then he just retired and went golfing for a while.
Yeah, that was a fantastic evolution. And I'm just hoping there's WCW stuff I haven't seen.
Oh, for sure.
In other words,
There's
stuff
gems
that's going to be
there.
But
I'm just reliving all the Flock stuff, man. I love the Flock.
And then with Impact Plus, I haven't dug into the network yet. Are there a lot of hidden gems like I think there would be in the
There's
network?
a lot of good stuff on Impact Plus. Yeah, absolutely. And I think like it's just the more I've looked into, and the more the stuff that keeps getting added to it. And I think like a whole block of stuff just got added to the archive. I know Rosemary has like a top 10 list of like Rosemary's favorite matches in Impact on there, and I think a few other people do too. But there's like, there's some good little playlists and some good stuff to get introduced into Impact Wrestling.
And then the last Impact related question I have for you before I let you go.
Mhm.
When are we seeing you live at Impact next? What's the next set of tapings or live event where Courtney Rush matters?
Well, funny you should ask, Darren, because next weekend on June 9th in Columbus, Ohio, we have Against All Odds coming up, followed by the Against All Odds Fallout show on June 10th. Tickets are still available, so come on, Ohio, get your butt out there. I got my tag team partners from Ohio. We need you at our backs this loop. Let's go.
And you'll have Jenny's ice cream as part of your victory celebration in Columbus.
All the ice cream, yeah. So she keeps talking about these mimosas, though. I don't know about that. So we're gonna have to get her on a different drink.
Paltrocast.